Hey Jeeps, it's time for another yoga session. Today is going to be a little bit more high energy, so hopefully you've eaten your Wheaties and you've got a lot of energy to expend today. Our challenge pose, we've got a couple challenge poses actually. We've got crow and we also have camel. So a lot of yoga poses are named after animals because you kind of take the shape of that animal. So we're gonna fly crow, or try to at least, and we're gonna try to get into camel. So it's gonna be really fun. So go ahead and grab your mat or your towel, and if you have a block, like this is a yoga block, we use them at school. But if you don't have a yoga block, you could use maybe a pillow. Like I could use this pillow as a block to help me out. Look, it's a map of the world. Or a giant book. If you have a really thick book, that would also work. So whatever you've got, go ahead and hit pause. Grab something that's about this size that's going to help you. We're going to use it when we go into crow. Okay? So meet me on your mat. And have your block handy. We're going to start in Garland Pose. So we're going to stand nice and tall, and our feet are hip width apart. Inhale up. Exhale. We're going to sink all the way down into Garland or Frog Pose. And we're going to rock back and forth here. Just kind of waking our body up a little bit. We're going to do some frog jumps. We're going to do 5 frog jumps. So inhale here. Exhale, jump up. Back into that squat. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale up. Inhale. Exhale up. I think 2 more. Inhale up. And last one. All the way up and back into Garland Pose. Nice job. Plant your hands, push your bottom high to the sky, inhale all the way up, exhale, hands to heart center, bring your hands down along your side, roll your shoulders back, look up to the ceiling for mountain pose. Take a couple breaths here. Good, we're going to move from frog into forward fold. So inhale up. Exhale, step those feet a little bit wider. Exhale all the way back into that frog pose. Plant your hands. Exhale into forward fold. See how close you can get your forehead to your knees. Maybe bend your knees a little bit. Let your head hang heavy. Exhale back into frog pose. Put your hands on the mat. Send your hips up to forward fold. Exhale into frog. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. And back to frog. Last time, plant your hands, send your hips up. Maybe this time take your hands on the back of your ankles. See if you can take a big inhale here and exhale closer to your shins a little bit. Forward fold. Feels good to kind of hang out like this. Maybe sway back and forth a little bit. Inhale all the way up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Remember how I said that a lot of times in yoga, poses are named after animals? Well, we're going to do eagle pose. I'm going to turn this light on to see if that makes it a little brighter in here. Yeah, it does. All right. So back on your mat, we're going to go into eagle pose. Put all your weight into your left foot. We're going to draw our right knee up. I want you to really concentrate here, and then draw your right knee over top of your left knee and plop it down. Ooh. Good. So this right here, this is eagle legs. My legs are like an eagle. If you're super, super flexible and bendy, the goal is to get this ankle behind your calf. I'm not quite there yet in my practice, so I'm just going to work on my balance. If crossing your legs is too much, then work right here. Whatever feels good to you today. Shake out both of your ankles, and we're going to work on the other side. Put your weight into your right foot. Bring your left knee up high. Stay here if this is where you'd like to stay. Work on your balance. If you're able to, cross it over. And then really just work on finding that balance. Don't hold your breath. Good. Shake it out, both ankles. Take your right hand and bring it straight forward, and your left hand high to the sky. Wiggle your left fingers, and then we're going to swoop it under so my thumb can touch my nose. Now I'm going to take my hand that's sticking out towards you and bring it up towards my face so my hands come together. And this is eagle arms. So we just did eagle legs, and now we have eagle arms. This is a really great stretch for your shoulders and your neck a little bit and your arms. And then go ahead and slowly roll it out. Shake your shoulders. Left fingers forward, right fingers to the sky. Swoop it under so your right thumb can touch your nose. And then your left hand that's sticking out towards me, bring it in to your other hand. So eagle arms. Feel that in your back. And then slowly release it and wiggle it out. Good job. Now we're going to combine those two things. So plant your weight into your left foot. Bring your right foot up. Maybe keep it here. Maybe if this is too much, you just put your ankle like this too. That could also work. Or drop it over. Bring your right fingers forward, left fingers to the sky. Swoop it under. These fingers that are pointing towards me, bring them in. And now you are an eagle. You have eagle legs and eagle arms. Find something to focus on. Breathe in and out. Good. Unwind it. Move your ankles and your shoulders. We're going to do the other side. Put your weight into your right foot. Bring your left knee up. And find what feels good for you today. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. And maybe it's here. Left fingers forward. Right fingers up. Swoop it under. Take those left fingers. Bring them towards your face. So your arms are in eagle arms. I wonder, and you can comment this below, which side is your stronger side in the eagle? For me, I feel like standing on my left foot is easier than my right foot for some reason. So you tell me which is easier. And then wind it out. Bring your hands down, shoulders back, eyes up towards the ceiling for mountain pose. Nice job. I'm going to turn my body so my toes are facing the front edge of my mat or my Wonder Woman towel. Inhale up. Exhale, full forward fold. Bring your fingertips all the way down to the ground. Take your hands and put them a little bit further in front of your face, and then walk your toes back for plank position. We're going to go from plank to down dog. So right now I'm in plank. Do you see how my body is in a nice like diagonal line? My bottom's not up in the air, or it's not sagging like this, but it's nice and a nice solid line. We're going to
Inhale here, exhale into downward facing dog. I send my hips all the way high to the sky. And now I kind of look like a mountain or an upside down V or a dog that's stretching. Bicycle your calves. Move your feet a little bit. Inhale here, exhale back into that plank. We'll hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go to down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. If plank is too hard, come to your knees. That's also plank. 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time. Plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring both knees down to the ground. So we're in tabletop position. We're going to hold here and just kind of sway our hips side to side. Good. And then slowly walk your knees in, cross your feet, and come into a seated position. Put your feet nice on the ground. We're going to work into our boat position. You guys remember boat? We bring one foot up, then the other foot, and maybe this is your boat today. Maybe you hold right here with your hands, right underneath your knees. But if you're feeling really strong, bring your hands up. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your feet back down. Sit up nice and tall. Bring both feet up, 1 foot at a time. Maybe hold here or bring your arms out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the mat. Boat works your core, gets you that 6-pack, your abs. Your legs come up, arms come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the mat. We're going to do boat one more time. And I want you to try to challenge yourself. So think about where your boat is today. Maybe you have a little tiny boat and you're holding onto your legs. See if you can let go this time. If you've been letting go, see if you can bring both legs up, both arms up, and then begin to extend your feet high to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right, come into an easy seat. We're going to take our hands in front of us and come back into that tabletop position. And we're going to keep our knees on the ground and our hips high to the sky, but just walk your hands forward and let your body come down, your heart come down to the ground. This is called puppy pose. So I don't know if you can feel this or not, but it feels really good in your shoulders. Puppy pose. You can let your head come down to the mat and just breathe here. Good. Push yourself back up into tabletop. We're going to inhale and look up to the sky for cow. Exhale for cat. Tuck your chin to your chest. Really suck your belly button in towards your spine. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale into that cat. One more time. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale into cat. Dip your toes, send your hips up and back. What's this one called? Yep, down dog. Good job. We are going to bend our knees, hop to our wrists, inhale to the sky, Exhale into mountain pose. I'm going to turn and face you. We're going to come back into garland or frog pose. So we've got nice wide hips here. And we're going to practice our crow pose. So this is a good time to have a block or a book or maybe even a pillow with you. I'm going to grab this pillow right here and just kind of show you what I would do. So we're going to be in frog pose right here, garland. And crow is an arm balance. So we're really strengthening our arms and we're strengthening our balance. We're going to put our hands down right in front of our toes and push our hips up and back. Now look at where my knees are. Do you see how my knee is making contact with my arm? What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up onto my toes. And maybe this is as far as you go in crow today. Crow can be maybe a little intimidating, but it feels really cool when you can do it. So press there. Do you feel that? Knees into your arms and come back into frog. Go side to side. Good. Put your hands down on the mat again. Send your hips up. Push your knees into your wrists. Come high on your tippy toes. And see if this time you can bring your left foot up. So it's just your knee in your arm. Bring it down. Come back into that garland pose, frog pose. Let's try it on our right foot. Hands down, hips up. Drive those knees into the backs of the arms. And bring your right foot high to the sky. Good. Now this is where I'm going to show you crow and then I'm going to show you how I would use crow with my pillow. So I'm in frog. I'm going to plant my hands here and my eyes want to be, this is a little candle from my bookshelf, but my eyes want to be in front of I want to kind of look forward. So my hands are here and my little candle is going to be right here. That's what I'm going to look at. So maybe about 6 inches in front of your hand. So put your hands on the ground, bring your hips up. I'm going to come high on my tippy toes, drop my weight in. I'm going to lift my left leg up and then my right leg into crow. And then come back down into garland pose, frog pose. So we're going to give that a shot. Make sure we have our eyes up here. And if you have your pillow or your block, you might want to set it right like this. And bring your hands to your heart. Put your hands on your mat. Come up on your tippy toes. Let your forehead come onto your block and see if you can get into crow that way. Your block or your pillow or something like that. So I'm going to let you play in crow pose for just a moment. See if you can get it. Or just work on feeling that right there. Because yoga, the cool thing about yoga is it doesn't matter if you can't really be good or bad at yoga. It just is what it is. Everybody's different and that is okay. We're going to put our hands down on the mat when you're finished playing in crow and come into tabletop. Walk your arms out again for puppy pose. Try to let your elbows come down towards the ground and maybe even your forehead. And then push yourself back up. We're going to come and sit right on our shins for thunderbolt pose. The last big pose that we're going to do, excuse me, is called camel. So I'm going to come all the way up onto my knees. I'm going to bring my right hand behind my back, put it on my back with my fingertips pointing towards the ground. My left hand comes back, puts on my hips pointing towards the ground, and I'm just going to pop, 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 pop my chest up and look up to the ceiling. So keep breathing here. And then bring yourself back right up. Hands to the heart. If that felt pretty good for you, and especially if you are a person who loves to do like back bends and bridges and that sort of thing, walkovers, take your right fingers high to the sky, bring them down, and come to your right heel. Left fingers high to the sky and just reach it back. Bring it up. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. Left hand comes back to the left heel. Right fingers up high to the sky. Really let your head hang heavy. Drop back. Open up your throat. And bring it back up. If that felt pretty good and you're feeling pretty strong and bendy today, we're going to try to go full camel here. So take your right your right hand, bring it all the way back to your right heel, your left hand all the way to your left heel, and then let your head hang behind you for Camel Pose. Good. Slowly bring yourself back up. We're going to plant our hands down on the mat. Walk our knees back some. Bring our arms forward into puppy pose. Walk your hands back together. Come into an easy seat. And we're going to slow our practice down a little bit. I'm going to teach you guys one thing that I've come across that is just kind of a really neat experience, and it involves your fingertips. So what we're going to do is we're going to close our eyes and bring our fingertips to the top of our head and just gently pat the top of our head. This might seem a little silly, but just give it a shot for me. Bring your fingertips to your forehead. Begin to take really big breaths in and out. Bring your fingertips to your chin. And to your cheeks. Work on that breath. Take your fingers to your ears. Kind of sounds funny, doesn't it? Take your fingertips to your collarbone, this bone right here on your chest. Now take your fingers and you're going to go to the opposite shoulder. So go to the right fingers go to the left shoulder, left fingers go to the right shoulder. See if you can just walk your fingers down your arms. Back to your collarbone, back up your neck, your cheeks, your ears, your forehead, the top of your head. Bring your hands together at the top of your head. Take a big breath in, exhale to your heart. Bring your thumbs to your forehead, that we would be people who think good thoughts. To your lips, that we would be people who say kind words. And to your heart, that we would be people who are full of love. Thank you for practicing yoga with me today. Have an awesome day. Namaste. Don't forget to comment about your strong side.